Welcome back to Under the Surface, the show where we talk about everything the Bazaar. In this lore-focused episode, we look at the newest Atlas Archives video, and all of the new Greenheart lore that came with it. We also talk about the new Temple Expedition expansion to the game. So, let's dive under the surface. Alright, welcome back everybody to another lore episode of Under the Surface, which we seem to be doing a lot, but they're giving us a lot of lore, so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's just how it is.
two great episodes back to back from Atlas Archives, so there was no other option.
Yeah, and normally there's a few weeks break between them, but they're actually setting up a full season, like a congruent season that's not just kind of random stuff, which the last few have kind of, the first two, I guess, have kind of been that way, right? So it's good to see them have a theme, even if it's a bit of a weird theme. The Greenheart Temple Expedition is what we're doing here.
It has been teased for a bit now, at least the previous episodes that we've done were sort of connected to this, and we were speculating about the Greenheart, and I think we got a lot of things right. So if you have not seen the previous episode, or two of the previous episodes actually, then you might check that out and see that shadow government is still at top of the game.
Yeah, there's definitely a ridiculous amount of context to kind of fully understand this Atlas Archives. But I guess the biggest shocker here is the whole temple expedition mechanic that they're adding to this season. That's centered around obviously the Greenheart and all the items and everything. But I'm just shocked that we're getting a whole massive mechanic.
Yeah, maybe we should explain what the Greenheart is, to start things off.
Okay. So the Greenheart is essentially this jungle out in the outlands. That's kind of like the ocean. Like we say, 80% of the ocean has never been explored. It's most of the outlands hasn't been explored, and one of the most unexplored places is the Greenheart, right? And
yeah,
Pearl, I assume, is leading this expedition into the Greenheart, and they've discovered this magical temple.
Yeah,
I assume.
Yeah. So in general, the Greenheart seems to be some sort of ancient land that is, as you said, covered in jungle, but it also has ruins that seem to be, they have been deserted for a while now, and they house a lot of different artifacts that we still are not 100% sure on what they do. But of course, there are new items that have been teased already, and you probably have seen them, are the viewers, right? So it's, gameplay and lore is being connected, which gameplay and lore has always been connected, and we are getting this right now more lore-centric expansion, I think. So yeah, this expedition to find cool stuff at the ruins of Greenheart. But there's a bit more to that, but we're going to get into that in a second.
It definitely feels like with the way they're doing this season, it feels like the first couple seasons were more of hodgepodge, random stuff, kind of that they had from early days. And now that they're real true season, cadence is starting.
Yeah, they were getting the footing. It looks like the seasons are going to get more meaty, from here on out.
Yeah, I guess I'll quickly explain what happens in the temple expedition.
Yeah.
Just so if you haven't seen it, Retromation has a video where he got to show it off earlier. You may have even seen it in game at this point, because we are posting this after the launch of the season. But it's certain enemies drop a ticket that can be used to enter the jungle, the temple expedition, on I think it's day 9, and this is a full day thing. So you get a fourth option, and you can choose to go in if you have the ticket, I guess. And then you go through challenges that last the whole day. But if you lose a challenge, you're kicked out into a normal day at that hour.
Oh.
So the goal is to kind of like a trial run here to try and get the legendary things on the last hour of day 9.
Cool. I didn't watch that video from Retromation, but I surmised as much, from only the Greenheart video. So first of all, when we are introduced to the Temple Expedition, it's the 4th choice. So even though you are presented with 3 regular choices, as you would normally, there's, a 4th one, that's Temple Expedition, and it's on hour 0 of the day 9. So I assume that, this is going to be the journey. it will take the whole day. And much later on in the video, we can see 3 traps, and that's our 1. So I think there's going to be some sort of structure to that whole expedition. So yeah, there's blowgun trap, caltrops trap, and boulder trap, right? The things that we've seen so far. And those things grant you XP. So I think expedition to the temple is going to be actually profitable if you can manage it. So yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of challenges to overcome and probably a lot of rewards. Rewards? Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, it's such a weird, like, I don't know, the idea of an event taking a whole day is weird to me. I never really thought about that before. So I'm
Mhm.
really interested to see if they like do this semi regularly where events can show up that take up entire days.
In my opinion, it's really cool. And also, Temple Reliquary, I think I think this is the good place to introduce it. So this snake statue with a golden crystal on top. This thing actually appears at the last hour of day 9, at least from the thing that we have seen in the video. So Temple Reliquary grants you a choice of one of 3 legendary relics. So that's probably the reward for, succeeding during a temple expedition.
Yeah. I really like this whole idea. It's sort of hard for me to like put my like I really need to try it out. Like I'm just the kind of guy who needs to like actually experience it to really have a good feel of it, but I really like it. It seems really hard to complete, which I mean makes sense because you're getting a legendary item, so it
Mm.
shouldn't be a cakewalk. I'm curious how it affects the game. Like conceptually, I think it's really cool, but how it affects the game, like, is it going to be like the strong get stronger, sort of situation? Like, how often are you able to get into this place, and what does that look like? I don't know.
Hard to say. And also, I wonder because okay, we're going to get into that in a second, so I don't want to spoil it. But from a couple of monsters that we have been shown, their boards seem rather competent. So you might be correct in the regards of it being a challenge to win against those monsters. Okay, those monsters look really fun in terms of their design. Like the in my I don't know, like this frog creature, this I don't know, frog wizard, frog I don't know, like yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He looks so cool, like equal parts goofy and well, not really terrifying, but like there's some repulsion going on, but not. I cannot put my finger on what I'm exactly feeling there, but
Yeah, I see it. He's like almost it's like not creepy, but it's like off-putting. But he kind of looks like like a psychedelic frog
yeah.
guy. I don't know. I love it. It's really weird to see another. I'm kind of shocked we're seeing even more races too. But I guess they're all like ancient races. They've been
Mm.
in this temple, so
Also,
I mean, makes
he's
sense.
yeah, the frog guy is sort of like liquid, so maybe he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, true. I sort of wonder if like some of the stuff is like faked by like the way he looks gives me the feeling like he's faked by the temple. Like he's not a
Mm.
real
An
thing, you
illusion.
know? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that could also happen, definitely, especially since there are like more mythical monsters hidden here, like this feathery dragon. Like I think that's well, I'm not very well versed in like Mayan slash Aztec mythologies, but I think like when I see this enemy, I immediately think of those like times. So maybe it's a stereotype to some degree, or maybe I'm actually right. Also, I just wanted to say that I have no idea where sphinxes come in that scenario, but to be fair, I feel a strong influence from MTG in the designs in this particular set, in this particular expansion. Like this sphinx looks totally like a thing that could have been in MTG, and also like some of the designs also look like they could fit in the Zendika for those who play MTG.
Okay. I can see that. I kind of get what you mean. I mean, I'm not like an MTG player, so not the greatest like for me to compare them, but I get the quick glance and I can see it. The middle guy, the dragon Mayan dragon thing,
Mm,
I'm confused by what exactly that is. Is it like it looks like it's made out of stone?
kind
So
of.
like it is a relic itself potentially, which is everything's a relic in this place.
Yeah, like an animated statue. We've already seen those, right?
Oh yeah, true. So it would add up. I guess we should talk about Komats. Is that how you say her name?
I think so, yeah. So, first of all, her title Keeper of Lost Worlds. What are the Lost Worlds?
That's a good question. We know there's well, she mentions there's she's seen three civilizations come and go. Is that what she's referencing, or is it something deeper?
But,
You know?
I mean, those civilizations have lived on the foundation, right? It would make sense.
Yeah.
And I think this sort of could be a segue towards the time traveling stuff, possibly.
Yeah, I think so too, because I have something to say about it.
Yeah, okay. So apparently Dooley is a time traveler. He has a time machine and he just went back in time to visit dinosaurs.
As if the lore isn't complicated enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, like when I was initially watching this Atlas Archives, I was like, oh, okay, like Comets might be like one of the first like people to or creatures to like inhabit the bazaar or the foundation, and maybe she's part of the founders or something like the very early creators of the foundation or whatever. And then you find out that Dooley goes back in time for like who knows what reason, right? He's just Dooley doing things, and he goes back in time and is yeah, he's like experimenting on dinosaurs for some reason. But they mentioned that it was long before the ruins were built, or at least before the ruins were built. So it implies that Comats is like a thing way after that, right?
Not necessarily. So okay, my theory here, my like conspiracy theory here is that Dooley going back in time altered the timeline because we can see that some of the dinosaurs and dragons have some machinery or like mechanical parts attached to them, like our favorite grappling hook T-Rex, but also there's like this chubby dragon riding a what's it called, like the zip line, right? And there's also
Yeah.
like a dinosaur on a let's call it a car. I have no idea what this is. Like, yeah, so mechanized dinosaurs and dragons to some degree, and I would suspect that Dooley doing all that engineering, right, brought dinosaurs like rapidly in terms of like civilization, and I would argue that one of those civilizations that fell was actually dinosaurs, after Dooley helped them.
Oh, okay. I could see that. I had a similar idea that like he puts, turned these dinosaurs into an advanced race very quickly because he gave them technology.
Yeah.
But the only thing I really had to say about it was I assume Pearl and Arkin descend from these, and that's why Arkin is so technologically advanced. I didn't really
Oh,
think about the timeline of when that happens.
but both of those ideas actually fit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps those dinosaurs emigrated from the Foundation and, became a spacefaring civilization. But okay, so we could suspect that one of those three fallen civilizations would be dinosaurs. And I would suspect that the civilization that was before the dinosaurs was actually the Builder civilization, right? So the actual founding fathers. So yeah, there was this rock, crystal, whatever, our favorite pancake, and they came there and built or terraformed actually the foundation for it to be able to house life, and then the jungle, desert, all those different biomes emerged, which in turn encouraged to spawn life, and one of those life forms were dragons and also dinosaurs, right? Though they are not exactly related in terms of evolution. I could do a whole rant about dragon evolution because I'm really passionate about that, but I'm not going to. But yeah, if we take builders and dinosaurs as two of the civilizations that fell, I don't think there were any clues on what the third one might be.
Yeah, I have no clue. There might be, and it might be very like it important to the lore when we do find out, you know?
Yeah.
Since we do know there's exactly 3 now, or at least 3 important ones right before the bazaar.
Yeah, there
You'd
are.
assume that wouldn't be relevant.
Yeah, obviously there are those dwarves characters, right? Dwarf characters? I think that would be better. Yeah, so dwarves, period. Okay, but yeah, so perhaps the third civilization could be those dwarves, but if they fell, then what would they do, on those various enchantment arts? Right, because I was looking through other arts for the enchantments, and like the shield, the Guardian's Gorge also has dwarves, and the Sirocco Step, so the haste enchant also has dwarves. Even Languid Dunes, so the slow enchant also has dwarves. I feel like there's another mystery there hidden, And also the burning caldera, so the burn enchant also has a dwarf. I don't know what's all about.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I'm sure we'll find out eventually. The bigger question I have, or like if I lived in the bazaar and I found out there was 3 failed civilizations before me, and it doesn't seem like it's like ridiculous spans of time between these necessarily. The question I would have is what is happening? Because is this something that happens like cyclically? Is there something that the Foundation does that is causing civilizations to disappear?
Like Reapers from Mass Effect.
I guess I don't know.
Oh
I don't know
god.
about Mass Effect, but
Reapers from Mass Effect were like highly advanced civilization, sort of like species, like part organic, part machinery, and every 50,000 years they like went through the galaxy and called all the life from the galaxy,
oh, that's
But
scary.
yeah, but I just had a thought that perhaps Foundation absorbs organic, resources every so often to power up the arcane circuitry.
That's dark. It's like it like really. Oh my god! It's like we're getting infinite energy. This is awesome. And it's like that infinite energy is just a bunch of dead people,
I mean,
and you're the next ones.
to be fair, like petrol comes from dinosaurs, right? That's just liquid
I'm true.
dinosaurs. So to be fair, it's totally realistic.
I I really think I really do think now that we're talking about this, the found something feels malicious. I don't know. It seems scary to me. Like it's like farming people, or maybe whoever set it up is coming back, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we're gonna continue this discussion on Monday on Nunhead's channel because there's a lot to say here.
There are a couple more topics that we would like to cover, and we don't want to stretch this episode to unreasonable lengths.
Yeah. So I guess let us know in the comments below how you feel about some of the big lore drops here, and what you think the Foundation really is hiding from us.
Yep. Is it like a giant battery that requires human sacrifice? Who knows?
So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yep. Bye.
See ya.